So hello everyone, this is AetherNightmare and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. I just noticed how grody this in-room is. Like, at first I really only looked at the walls and stuff and I thought, you know what, the whole place is besieged by dragons, so they probably can't do that good a job of like cleaning and maintaining the hotel room, so we're just gonna have a whole lot of caulk on the walls, but no, I just realized how many like dirty bottles and the floor is like a mess. Is this a rug? Is this supposed to be a rug? Or is this just years of accumulated grime? But no, there's like bottles over here, bottles over here, bottles under the bed. I swear to God, these aren't mine. I don't want to know about the rope. So, yeah, this inn is filthy. Anywho, MSQ. Let's see if I can find it. Sky's the limit, apparently. Oop. Hey there, Snoopy Pants. Drinking the pain away. Gibberlant is never one to leave a patron fallen in the dumps. Hey, would you mind taking this bottle of mulled wine to the gentleman downstairs? He's a regular around here, and a rather affable one at that, but for a recent lack of employment, he's been looking to get deep in the cups, though I treat him to a mug of this today and keep a bit of the weight in his coin purse. There's a downstairs. Apparently there's a downstairs. How did this happen? I feel as if I'm trapped within some waking nightmare. What is that sound? It might be somebody's mount. What's this? No doubt from Gibberlant, that admirable bastard. Just what I needed to drown my troubles. I was a knight in the service of a proud noble family. That is, until my dear lady was accused of heresy. Everything changed after that. Their prestige, their pedigree, everything was stripped away, including me. They say drinking is merely a pause from thinking. Would that I could take from a bottomless mug. Nay, the only thing that stands to wash away is my dignity. Rather than play the drunken fool, I would like to make a gift of this to my lord. Surely this pain I bear is nothing next to his, completely unaware that his wife had committed such heinous crimes. He's a good man. He deserves better. But this is all I can offer him now. I am loath to impose upon your kindness further, but could you take this to him in my place? To let him see me in my current state would be disgraceful. I imagine he is still at the airship landing in the Pillars. Oh, it's this tea kettle! That's what I hear. Excuse me, do you have any spare wood for a fire? A small bundle, or even a few twigs would do. Of course not, as if a bundle of sticks could warm the hands of so many. The dragons have left the Foundation in shambles, countless men and women without shelter, the bitter chill of death breathing down their necks. I fear some may not even live through the night. I implore you, please speak with Viscount at the congregation. Tell him we must have firewood for the citizens here in the Broom. The question, what happened to episode 208? Tried to find it, but it's not on my playlist. Some of them might be private. Just because I talked about personal stuff over pandemic. So they turned more into vlogs than Let's Plays. Yes, there ought to be that I can help you with. I see. I'm hardly blind to the plight of my people, but firewood is something of a commodity these days. I cannot hand it out freely as I might otherwise. However, I may have a solution. During the recent Dravinian assault, a number of buildings were destroyed. I thought it a grave misfortune, but there may yet be a silver lining. The timber we've collected from those buildings is unfit for reconstruction. You may take it as much as you like to the Broom. Yeah, a lot of my old playthroughs from during pandemic have been privated, just because they were more like vlogs than gameplay, and people look up stuff for gameplay, not vlogs. And because I used to stream everything then, so it's a lot more of a live reaction than, you know, actual professionalism. Did Viscount consent to aid us? Was there any wood to spare? My word, I don't know what to say. How did he amass such quantities? No matter. Go and distribute this to the people down below. We must do what we can before this cold claims any more lives. Like, is it directly below me? Can I just sorta... Yeah, there we go. What I wouldn't give for a bit of kindling. For me? Truly? So it's true what they say about asking and receiving. Thank you. I want to say 208 was approximately Inazuma. I think I was doing the Black Cat quest. I can't bear this cold no longer. Please, perhaps I should... What? Firewood? Bless you. Yeah, I can look, like, really, really quick. Since it's technically still on my channel. I never delete anything, really. Oh no, that one is the Subterranean Trials of Drake and Serpent, so that is in Enkanomia, but yeah, same reason. I talked about some personal stuff in that one. It kind of pissed people off, so it's like, alright, you know what, in the private bin you go. Stuff I was dealing with health-wise and with family over pandemic. Because it was kind of a rough time. There's a reason why the Stardew Valley and Zoo Tycoon stuff is just, like, missing. It's so cold. I cannot feel my hands anymore. Because those games are basically just outlets for all the shit I was going through at the time. Oh, wood for a fire, thank you. I'm kind of iffy on vlogs anymore, just because people online have not been very nice. A lot of people just trying to monetize anything by basically attacking people for being down, you know. It's cold, so very cold. Firewood? Oh, Halone be praised. My, that's quite a load of timber there. Surely you didn't mean to distribute that all by yourself. Why not let me handle that for you? It's the least I can do to repay your kindness. Leave it to me. I know these streets like the back of my hand. Folks will be warming themselves all along these streets in no time flat. Thanks again. We'll be seeing you. It's kind of become a trend for people to just monetize other sincerity by turning it into drama, which kind of puts me off from the whole vlog thing. Basically nasty people finding a way to monetize being nasty. And cruel. And I just don't want any part of it. You do our patron saints proud. Now then, let us take what remains somewhere safe. What? A young Elysian girl offered to ration out the rest of you? I'm afraid to say you've been duped. She's a thief, and rather well known here in the Broom. She bears no ill intentions, but this is a fair deal more serious than the usual antics. These are hard times, and I understand how destitution drives one to desperation, but we cannot afford to tolerate her selfish actions, not now. I pray no one shall want for warmth tonight, but we must recover the firewood and soon. Let's see. Where is the next one? That's going to be in the upper quarters. I still need to learn the layout of this place. I'm not even quite sure where the MSQ is. I gotta find it again. Yes, can I help you with something? Your wine, sir. After all that's happened, he still thinks to put me first. Would that I could do more for him, but alas, I have lost nearly everything. My title, my land, my wife. She was accused of heresy, and I did all within my power to advocate for her innocence, but in the end there was naught I could do but forestall the hand of judgment. I was a man of great station, and yet I had never felt so low, so helpless. But the Fury has spoken, and to refuse her is perhaps the greatest crime than those thrust upon my beloved wife. Now if you would excuse me, it is nearly time to... Where did he run off to? I'm terribly sorry to trouble you, but would you help me look for my son? We can ill afford to be late. And I know it's not a bad thing to share my feelings, and I appreciate the encouragement. It's just that other people online have not been very nice. And I'm just not in a good headspace to deal with all that. Father is searching for me? Then it's time. Forgive me, Father insisted we leave immediately, but I had to see for myself. This is where they took my mother to receive Halone's judgment. He said that he would fight for her, that justice would be served. But in the end, justice took my mother away from us. Perhaps if I had been stronger, I could have won the battle that my father did not. Well, I must be going. Goodbye. The way he phrased that makes me think execution rather than jail. Which I suppose has happened to other quote-unquote heretics. I think it's at a lower level. We gotta go down more. Nope, that is to the next zone. How does thou get around the foundation? I'll probably just warp. I'll go to this teleporter to go to a different teleporter, despite the fact it's right on the other side of a wall. Are people still toxic when you're feeling down on the internet nowadays? Yep. Not just to me, but to a lot of people. It's like a trend at the moment. Welcome. Shall I show you inside the manor? Yes. It's not just me, it's to anybody right now. Divine Intervention. Oh, it looks like we get a new mount for this. Ah, Master Nightmare, my lord, the Count, much desires to speak with you regarding your time with Lord Artorial and Lord Eminelian. If you would remain here for a moment.
The hero returns. I cannot thank you enough for saving young Eminelian's life. Aye, he told me everything. I've also received letters from both House Zamail and Durandare praising your conduct, and that of House Forton. You've won as much honor, my friend.
Honor for what? I got attacked by a whale.
My lord.
I mean, I guess I did technically rescue him, but Sid did half the work.
What is it? Speak.
Honestly, Sid did most of the work. And hi, DJG.
Pray forgive the intrusion, my lord, but I bring grave tidings. Master Alphinaud and Mistress Tataru have been detained on suspicion of fomenting heresy.
Doubt.
What? Explain.
I see. My accusations have reached me here.
They were observed entering a tavern in the lower levels on some half-dozen occasions. There, it is claimed, they made a number of inquiries. Inquiries which brought them into contact with certain elements. 'Twas this which prompted a knight of the Heavensward to demand that they be questioned. Sir Grinno, my lord.
Sir Grinno is a brute. Exceedingly accomplished brute, but a brute nonetheless. Alas, he is also a son of House Zamail.
It's pronounced Zamail? What's the D for?
How quickly we forget the petty nature of men. I'd wager your friends are no more than pawns in another of my countrymen's games. Such is the way of things between the high houses.
It feels like I'm a pawn in every country's games in this game. Though you've won the hearts and minds of many of my countrymen, there are those who will never be swayed, men who will dismiss your efforts and resent your successes, even as we celebrate them. I feel like I just had this conversation. 'Tis like that one such member of House Zamail, is manipulating Sir Grenot, for he is not a man to dabble in politics of his own volition. He may genuinely believe your friends to be guilty, though I'm quite certain his masters know better. Yet the truth will avail us not if we cannot prove their innocence. You would do well to speak with Sir Emmerich at the congregation of our Knights Most Heavenly. He will know more of these charges. I was gone for like 1 day, Alphinaud. Is it because they couldn't find me on the islands? Okay, to the Foundation, which I think is not here. Where's the damn door? There's supposed to be a... This way? Is it this? It's not this. Where the heck? Maybe it's beneath me? No, don't look like it. Above me? Don't look like it. Down here. This place. Broom. There we go. I feel like we're all trouble magnets. You're here. Ren, I had this moment resolved to go fetch you. I presume you have heard what happened then. It's been too long. Would that the visit come under happier circumstances. You are come to plead for Master Alphinaud and Mr. Tataru, I take it. Yeah? And you, of all people, should know that they're innocent. Word of their detainment reached us while I was delivering my report on the Vanu Primal. Truly, I know not which is the more ludicrous, these charges or that flying feathered whale. Oh yeah, on the Vanu. I looked them up a little bit to see what they reminded me of, and they remind me of the Gareth race in 12 just a little bit. Which, they lived more in the plains. It was the Aegil that lived up in the Sky Islands, but still. Bird race from 12 nonetheless. I speak of the personal guard of the Archbishop, the 12 finest knights in all of Ishgard, sworn to serve his eminence alone. Suffice it to say their testimony is unimpeachable, and I have not the authority to change their actions. After this, all the Scions have done, routing the heretics and defeating Shiva, helping us to defend the steps of faith and drive back the Divinian horde, after proving themselves true allies on countless occasions, is there naught we can do? And I think I may have skipped a line of dialogue because I'm so used to Genshin needing me to, like, click back into the window to, like, control anything. I fear there must be one path left to us. We must demand a trial by combat. Why does it always come down to that? But of course. In trial by combat, sanctioned by the Inquisition, the victor's claim is judged true regardless of the petitioner's standing. It's claimed true regardless of if you've committed the murder or not. Might makes right, again. Under Ishgardian law, a trial by combat pits the accuser against the accused. In this instant, Master Alphinaud and Mistress Tataru would be expected to face Sir Grenot and a second of his choosing, another knight of the Heavensward, most like. Well, thankfully Alphinaud has that book, but Tataru has no combat capabilities. 2 of them? By the Fury, that can hardly be considered fair. Master Alphinaud's magical talents will not have gone unnoticed, meaning that he will have no choice but to participate. Mistress Tataru, on the other hand, is quite obliviously bereft of any martial skill, and should be afforded the right to name a champion to fight in her stead. Lest you doubt, I'm ready and willing to serve to this capacity. as I'm sure as Lord Harchefont, but all here present know that you are most accomplished warrior among us, and mayhap the realm at large. Then it is settled. I will visit Master Alphinaud at once, and inform him of our intentions. Ren, meet me at the tribunal where you will have made ready. Until then, my friend. Ever thought of being popular when I was little? Not so much popular. I think I just wanted any friend, but given my circumstances, that was challenging. Yeah, most people think of wanting to be popular unless you're already a kind of popularity. Unless you're already popular. It depends on the type of popularity. Wanting friends is different than being popular. The trial will be held at the Supreme Sacred Tribunal of Hellenic Inquisitory Doctrine. I will be in attendance, as will many others with a vested interest in the outcome. Stint not in your preparations, my friend. The Knights of the Heavensward will provide a stern test for even one such as you. Yeah, really quickly. Let me see. Did they... Battle, General, Event. There we go. Word of Detainment. His accusations are baseless, I have no doubt. Refuting them will be difficult, however, as he is a Knight of the Heavensward. I speak of the personal guard of the Archbishop, the 12 finest knights in all of Ishgard, sworn to serve as eminence alone. Suffice it to say their testimony is unimpeachable, and I have not the authority to challenge their actions. Okay, so that's what I missed. In both ways of being popular, I care less, especially nowadays, about being popular in the sense of, like, a lot of people know you because that always brings notoriety along with the fame. Fame comes with a heavy burden. Whereas I'm just kind of here to have fun and enjoy myself with games and record my experiences with them. I don't really care if I become a big streamer or not. I'm just here to find like-minded peeps and enjoy myself. Listen carefully. When the trial begins, the petitioner will be asked to restate his charges, and the accused invited to respond. Then, in accordance with the law, they will be asked to restate the request for trial by combat. Once the High Adjudicator acknowledges Mistress Tataru's right to name a champion, that is when you must make your entrance. Do I have to do the Shrek thing and burst in the door at the exact moment? Oh, I cannot wait to see the look on Sir Grenau's face when he sees his true opponent. 'Twill be priceless. More seriously, should you begin to lose heart, look for me in the stands, and I shall cheer so loud you will wonder how you could ever have contrived to doubt yourself. Now are you ready?
We are gathered here today under the watchful gaze of the Fury to ascertain the guilt of 2 souls in a trial by combat. Petitioners, step forward. Sir Grenau, for the benefit of all here present, I would ask you to repeat the charges which you have leveled against this man and this woman.
I, Sir Grenau de Zemile, brother of the Heavens,
He said the D.
did bear witness to these 2 foreigners consorting with heretics.
He said Dezamel. He said the D. The other person didn't say the D. Which is it?
Let the accused step forward. Alphinaud Tataru, you have heard the charges leveled against you. Will you take up arms to refute Sir Grenau's claim, and thereby prove your innocence in the eyes of gods and men?
I, Alphinaud Leveilleur, am innocent of this charge, and claim my right to trial by combat.
This man literally picked a fight with a child.
I, Tataru, am innocent of this charge. But I am no warrior and cannot fight. So, I claim the right to name a champion.
To the old and the infirm, the young and the weak, this right we allow. Very well. Who will stand for this woman?
This is where I burst in and do the I object.
Just as I was beginning to doubt the efficacy of the Ishgardian justice system.
Oh, it's still broken, honey.
Come, my friend. Let us put an end to this mummer's farce.
Oh, it just makes something here, does it? Is this the tiny little arena I get? Or does it take me down somewhere? Is it an elevator? Oh, it's probably an elevator. No? Maybe not.
Alphinaud, render unto us your judgment. Raise up the righteous and cast down the wicked.
Well, at least we get Alphinaud for potential heals. These are different looking weapons. I shall do what I can to support you. Now let us teach these noble sirs the folly of something. Alright, let's actually pay attention to our rotation this time. I'm trying to read what they're saying, but it goes by very quickly. Why can I not? Why is it not letting me? I'm not allowed to jump in here? There we go. Alphinaud's in trouble. Do I have to do something about this?
I've got you now. Down with you!
Where'd my other jump go? What'd you do with my other jump? I feel like my command board changed ever so slightly. Where is... I swear to God, there was another jump in here. I have been set to level 52, but normally I just graze them out. There's supposed to be 2 jumps, one above the other, and instead arm's length was there. I mean, we won! The way you popped up back there was cartoonish. The Fury has spoken! Alphinaud, Levelure, Tataru, you are hereby acquitted of all charges. Blessed are we who receive her wisdom and see justice wrought by our divine hand. Petitioners accused, go forth in peace. Well, Iceheart now has a way out. Delivered from an untimely demise yet again. My thanks, as always. Hello? That's do a flip. This is arm's length up here. Where did you stick my... Disembowel. Jump 1. There's supposed to be another jump in here. Ooh, that's different. They changed this a little bit. Okay, jump 1. Jump 2. Is this it? Rush to a target enemy's location. Nope, that's not it. I don't think it was this. Potency of 100 when executed from a target's rear. I don't know if that's a jump though. Click on the corner where it says display mode. Ooh. That's still different. They changed how this looked. It threw me off a little. That's not quite, what I meant. Okay, I swear. Yes, because I always did 2 jumps, one on top of the other. I had one here, and then I had 2 jumps here. I could have sworn there used to be another jump ability. Maybe they took it out in the recent patch. What does my microphone look like? It's a Blue Yeti. You can just Google Blue Yeti, and you'll see it. It's a really, really common microphone. Some moves are removed between Endwalker and Dawn Trail. Yeah, I'm thinking it might have been. Because it's not here. There was another jump. I had another jump that I did. And it no longer is on me board. Because this one, it looks grayed out. With potency of 100 for target's rear, combo action with chaos thrust. That's not it. Fang and Claw, that looks different. These are all grayed out too, which means I bet they're with job abilities that you have to learn. Yeah, one of my jumps is missing. They took it out. By the Fury, what a splendid victory! To see how you strove in the face of adversity, 2 brave young souls bound together by the pursuant bonds of camaraderie. Why, it stirred me to the very depths of my soul. A jump was replaced with the dash, I think. I think it might have been. Having been treated to such a rousing spectacle, it seems only right that I present you with a humble token of mine admiration. Pray receive of me this chocobo whistle. I think I have one of these, but thank you. With it, you may summon a black chocobo, fully trained and ready to fly. I'm guessing at this point it wasn't normal to fly. Magnificent, is she not? Strong yet sleek, elegant yet eager. What say you? Will you take her for your steed? Lord Harshaphant, chocobos are prohibited in the Supreme Sacred Tribunal of Hellenic Inquisitory Doctrine. Your steed must remain outside. No birds in the church, she says. We're both like, whatever. Okay, here's the compass. I swear, when I picked this name, nobody knew what Aether even meant. It was a word very few people knew, and now I swear it's in everything. Aether Currents now accessible. Collection expanded. Aether Compass acquired? You obtained a black chocobo. When riding this mount, you will have the ability to fly, provided certain conditions have been met. To fly in a given region, you must first find and attune to all the local Aether Currents. In order to attune to some Aether Currents, you will need to complete certain quests. However, most can be discovered via exploration. To aid you in this endeavor, you have also obtained an Aether Compass, which will provide you with both the bearing and the distance to the nearest Aether Current upon use. The Aether Compass can be found under Collection in the Duties section of the main menu. To view your progress, select Travel from the main menu, followed by Aether Currents. Yeah, it might have been replaced with the dash. Oh, wait! What is this thing? Cannot be executed while bound. The Spine Shatter Dive. It has a question mark and a slash in it. Does that mean it was, like, deleted from the game and so my system no longer knows what it's looking at? You can tell if a move is removed if you see a great question mark. Yeah, this thing on the hotbar. There it is. I must have moved it ever so slightly before the patch, so I was close. It used to be this way. I must have changed it around. But yeah, they got rid of my other jump. Well, goodbye. Guess I can backflip, forward flip maybe? Charge forward, do a flip. Let's change these around. Heading right on the video game controller seems more like a rush forward, whereas left feels more like do a flip. Do a flip! Disclosure. Black chocobos are all well and good, but the true reward for your efforts is the exoneration of your comrades. They shall be released upon the completion of certain minor formalities, which I mean to see personally. In the meantime, pray return to Forton Manor. The Count has done so already and will doubtless be eager to discuss the day's events. Can Alphinaud and Tataru stop wandering off? I feel like I need to keep an eye on them. There's so many conspiracies against us at the moment. Alright, let's also... Since I'll probably need to change things around, let's also add... Wait, I gotta... Whistle. Now summon the black chocobo mount. I don't know if it makes a difference or if they just intertwined it into your other chocobo. The Wraith system. Would you like a bit of a walkthrough? Sure. Let's see. I know you said to add this to my hotbar, but I don't know where it went. Maybe it's not a physical item. Maybe it's something else. Currency, portrait, armory, companion mounts. Oh, Faceware, I forgot they added glasses. Hair, dye, dig. Duty actions. I doubt that'd be at extras. Nope. Idling camera, alarm. So the guy used to have a split between flying and non... The game used to have a split between flying and non-flying mounts. I'm guessing they sorta fused. Maybe I can't do anything with the Aether Compass yet. Dark Spectacle. I'm guessing that's probably Dark Knight. Job quest. I'll do those all in one go. Like I did the other jobs. What's your sign? That's Astrologan. I'm guessing. Based off the names. Because astrology. Do I often have nightmares? Technically, yes. Hello smiles upon you yet again, Master Nightmare, guiding you to victory and setting your comrades free. I confess, I did fear for your safety, which is not to say I doubted your prowess, you understand. I merely knew the strength of your opponents. You do have a bit of a habit of exceeding my expectations. Besting 2 of the Heavensward while the city elite looked on? By the Fury, anyone who hasn't been paying attention to you will surely do so from now on. I don't know if that's always a good thing, though. Now they know we're here. Now all of Ishgard knows I'm here. My lord. We have received a message from the vault. His Eminence the Archbishop requests the presence of Master Nightmare. An invitation from the Archbishop. What an honor. A personal summon is indeed a great honor, and given recent events, you would be wise not to delay. Go, we shall speak anon. He better not drop dead in my presence. I don't need to be blamed for anything else. A priest will be waiting for you outside the vault. Identify yourself to him and he will escort you inside. It's a new type under collectibles? Companion, PvP. Collection? Okay. Remember where the Mooglepedia. I didn't, but I do now. Should probably said to stick it in here somewhere. Where is dig? I can also stick dig back in here. My technically not for combat. Wait, do I have limit break on? Yeah, I do. Okay. We don't actually need this equipped. Now that I know that, materia extraction, decipher, dig, repair, don't need that. The more just in general, what the heck ever grid. I don't really like to talk about my nightmares, just too much bad stuff from the past. Do not worry about Master Alphinaud and Mistress Tataru. We will tend to them when we return from the tribunal. Are you going to become the talk of the city? Because if you are, you're doing an admirable job of it. Don't know if that's a compliment. Now if you go to the travel menu... Travel... Oh, pfft. Ether currents. No information to display. I was not present at the tribunal, but my father told me of your performance. He said you were a wonder to behold. That's one way of putting it. It brings me joy to see you in good health. In case you have forgotten, the vault lies at the opposite end of the Hoplin. Pray do not keep His Eminence waiting. At the vault. I'm assuming I could just go straight up. I don't know if the teleporters take me closer or not, or if there's gonna be barriers. So I'll just hoof it. We're honored to receive you. This way, please. This will be when you get to a zone, for example, one of the past two zones. Okay. So I'll probably be able to find them with the compass when I'm out the zones.
Your Eminence, it is my honor to present to you the Warrior of Light.
I don't know if I feel comfortable with him knowing that information about me.
I have heard the tales of your many grand endeavors. The Lord Commander has also been most effusive in his praise.
Hey, I know you've been working with the Dark Forces, but here's the person who's potentially been messing up all your stuff.
I am Thordan VII, Archbishop of the Ishgardian Orthodox Church, and I bade you come here that I might offer my personal apologies.
Ascians, that's the word I'm looking for.
You will forgive me for not calling upon you as courtesy would dictate, but as you can see, my more sprightly days are long behind me. But I digress. Your companions were wrongly accused of heresy and subjected to gross indignities. This I am sorry to say, was the result of negligence on the part of our nation's protectors. Negligence born of an excess of zeal. Is that not so, Sir Zephyr?
Yes, Your Eminence. Regrettably, it would appear that we of the Heavensward were in receipt of erroneous information.
And how many other people were too?
Headstrong. He pressed charges before the truth had been ascertained, for which I most sincerely apologize.
Yeah, something tells me I'm not the first.
An unfortunate misunderstanding born of an earnest desire to serve Ishgard, but one which should never have occurred.
And should maybe just stop in general.
For who could doubt the character of those who bested Shiva and drove the Horde from the steps of faith? Not I. That much is certain. That will be all, Sir Zephyrin. I would speak with our guest in private.
Your Eminence, As you wish, Your Eminence. That will be all for today.
Privacy is a luxury rarely afforded one in my position. Now tell me, young lady, what do you know of the Ascians?
What do you know about the Ascians? You first, Grandpa.
Much and more, I shouldn't wonder. Being the bringer of light. You should know that I myself have met with them. Have entertained them as guests, even.
Yes, technically that I do know. Don't know if my character knows it, but we did see that cutscene.
Those harbingers of chaos and strife offered us power that we might continue our war against the dragons. I have no intention of aiding their cause, of course, nor less of being their puppet. Yet, were I to refuse them outright, I should learn naught of their true objectives and remain powerless to stop them. Thus have I hearkened to their words with interest and paid lip service to their beliefs, biding my time and preparing for the inevitable conflict. And why do I tell you this? Because there is naught in this world they fear more than the power of the warrior of light.
Funny, because the last cutscene I saw him with, he was standing behind him as if he was an ally overlooking the army with him. I feel like I'm maybe getting manipulated.
If we are to rid ourselves of these vile interlopers, we must needs work together. With our combined strength, I have faith that we can wrest Eorzea from their grasp and pave the way for a lasting peace. Think on it.
Is there a reason my companions can't hear this discussion? I don't know if I can trust him. The fact that only I am here to witness this, the fact that I've seen a different perspective, the fact that I don't agree with a lot of what Ishgard is up to in general. Yeah, my dreams aren't too crazy. They're mostly just stuff from the past. I don't really get to have fun dreams like everybody else. More like my brain just constantly going, hey, remember that bad thing from before? I nearly cried when you stepped forward at the tribunal. Thank you, thank you, thank you!
I confess I was more than a little concerned when I learned that you had been summoned to the vault. What did they want with you? Well, well.
To warmonger, basically.
A formal apology and an admonishment of those responsible. I see my fears were wholly misplaced.
And it's maybe hang on to a few for now, Alphinaud, just in case.
By the gods! The Archbishop freely admits to consorting with Ascians. So, their ambitions extend to Ishgard as well.
I mean, it's on the Eorzea continent, is it not?
We will have new primals to contend with ere long, of that you may be certain. 'Tis but a matter of time. Yet shorn of the support of our missing allies, what can we realistically hope to achieve?
In the midst of all the excitement, I completely forgot to tell you. When I was asking around about the Scions, I heard the most awful rumor. General Raubahn is to be executed for crimes against the Sultanate!
If the Flame General dies, we will lose a staunch ally, and the one man capable of holding the Sultana's assassins to account. Lord Orchiphon was wise to counsel restraint, but this business will brook no delay. We cannot permit this execution to take place. We must save Raubahn.
So are we gonna do a prison break or what? Because do we have to do an illegal thing to do the legal thing? So the system doesn't count for ARR zones. Alright, we'll film you when I get to a zone then. Flame General Affairs. We go into hiding only to have to come back out of hiding, it seems. Though the situation calls for urgency, it would avail us little to charge headlong into Ul'dah without a plan. Before we can formulate a plan, however, we must first learn how things stand in the Sultanate, which is why I propose that we visit Limsa Lominsa, where absolutely nobody will recognize us. Ah, you heard me right. While you were about your altruistic endeavors, I acted as an intermediary in trade negotiations between House Fortom and Lominsan Consortium. During said negotiations, an opportunity to send word that the Admiral presented itself, and I duly seized it. You mean the Admiral that walked out when all this happened? I'm happy to report that we yet have a stout ally in Limsa. The Admiral has pledged her full cooperation in any effort to rescue Raubahn. Funny, she didn't supply it when it occurred. Accordingly, I have agreed to meet with her, that we might discuss how to best proceed. Naturally, I told her to expect us both. Your presence never fails to embolden our allies, after all. But doesn't she also technically believe that I did a bad? When you arrive in Limsa, make yourself known to Sergeant Xanthil at Bulwark Hall on the lower decks. He will admit you to the bridge. I hope we're not too late to save General Raubahn. I should have told you sooner about the execution. I mean, but what with the trial and everything? Alright, back to Limsa. Couldn't stay in hiding forever, it seems. Speak with Sergeant Xanthil when you're ready to meet the Admiral. He'll take us to the bridge. The Admiral has been expecting you. Say the word and I'll take you to her.
Friends, 'tis good to see you safe and well. I will admit I had not counted on you seeking, let alone finding refuge within the Holy See, but full glad was I to learn that you had.
Thankfully, we had allies there who took us under their wing.
Unlike someone.
Was not the only aid we receive, I suspect. When we fled Ul'dah, we fully expected to become wanted men, known to all and hounded at every turn. Yet that did not come to pass. On the contrary, it would seem the charges against us have not been made public. Might we have you to thank for that, Admiral?
Sharp as ever, Master Alphinaud. On Marshal Terrapin's urging, the Elder Seed Seer and I demanded that the Syndicate suppress news of the Scion's alleged crimes until such time as irrefutable evidence could be found. Our argument was simple. Lacking proof, to accuse the saviors of the realm of so unlikely a crime would have the people up in arms. In their wisdom, the Syndicate agreed, as you yourself have seen. There is something you should know. Some few days prior to the banquet, the Elder Seedseer and I were summoned for a private audience with the Sultana. There, she revealed her intent to announce her abdication, that she might pave the way for the establishment of an Uldan Republic.
What? But such an announcement would have plunged the entire nation into chaos.
As if her death didn't?
She was well aware of that. 'Twas for fear of what might ensue that she summoned us. Her Grace wanted the Elder Seedseer and I to lend Raubahn a helping hand, you see? To aid him in preserving the peace during the transition.
So, having somehow caught wind of her plan, Lolorito and Teleji plotted the Sultana's assassination in the hope of maintaining the constitutional status quo. But they must have known that her death would sow as much chaos as her abdication. Chaos from which Teleji alone might feasibly stand to profit. Surely Lolorito would never knowingly... Ah, could it be? I dare not hope.
The Uldan authorities have yet to announce the Sultana's passing.
I mean, you can't keep it a secret forever. That means she has waited on hand and foot as Sultana. How long can you suppress that from the entire castle?
To allay any suspicion that may arise from Her Grace's absence, they have issued a statement to the effect that she is presently convalescing from illness.
That can only hold so long.
They're waiting for a fitting moment to break the news. Or mayhap they know of some other reason to delay.
They would still have to bring in doctors, and doctors would be like, the fuck? There's no patient.
Something else has been bothering me, Admiral. I was dismayed to learn that General Raubahn is to be executed. Yet upon hearing the news, I could not help but wonder why he had been kept alive for so long. Pray mistake not my meaning. I am, of course, overjoyed that our friend still draws breath, and that he might yet be saved. But if his enemies truly wished to eliminate him, they could have done so immediately. I see no reason for this delay.
Aye, you've struck upon an important point, Master Alphinaud. Following his capture, Raubahn had been held in the Marasaja pit within Uldar. In recent days, however, he has reportedly been moved to an unknown location. Queerly, 'twas not the brass blades who spirited him away either, but a band of soldiers decked in blue.
That's our mess.
The Crystal Braves.
Aye. If I read the winds aright, the arrangement between Lord Lolorito and the Braves has come under strain. At any rate, if we're to rescue Raubahn, we'll have to find him first. And you'll be glad to hear that I have already entrusted the task to those best able to see it done. Our friends of Doma.
I guess when you have no firm alliance, you can do what you want. Raubahn's survival is vital to the Eorzean Alliance. We can ill afford to lose him. But I cannot send troops into Uldar. 'Twould spell the end of the Alliance, and war, like as not. If there is to be a rescue, it falls on you and yours to attempt it. I would not have it any other way, Admiral. It was I who founded the Crystal Braves, and I who must take responsibility for their actions. Spoken like a true leader, Master Alphinaud. By way of a first step, you should seek out our Doman contact. You will find her among the frontier hands at Revenant Toll, working in a kitchen. Crystal Braves may no longer answer to me, but that does not absolve me of my responsibility. As commander, I'm accountable for all the wrongs they have committed, all the havoc they have wreaked. Though it's useless to dwell on the past, I often wonder if I could have, and should have, done more for you and Raubahn that day. Yeah, that is a little bit. My companions are potentially all dead, you know. Leaving the banquet was tantamount to leaving you and yours for dead. Yes, yes it was. You should think me craven. I wouldn't hold it against you. But I will still make it up to you. This I swear. Come what may, I know that the Scions of the Seventh Dawn can count on our cooperation. Really? Because you've said that to me before, and I wound up in handcuffs. Would that we could join you in rescuing the Flame General, but the Sultanate would not take kindly to a foreign power on their soil, allies or no. And yet, here I go. Is she working with Rowena? Here? Maybe it's up top. So I don't see her in here. Hello? I'm looking for a cook. Where's the kitchen in this place? Aha! Alphinaud, she already beat me here. Lots of cabbages, pumpkins, and beans. Could you be the Doman contact of whom the Admiral spoke? I knew in my heart that you were safe, but to see you again in the flesh, words cannot well express my relief. Even as the victory feast was taking place, the Crystal Braves turned upon us and took the rising stones by force. And amid the chaos, some of my few compatriots and I were able to slip away unnoticed. Since then, we have remained in Revenant's Toll, keeping watch over the mutineers while awaiting your return. You have done well by us. We Domans do not soon forget our debts. We swear to do all within our power to aid you.
This is why you're nice to people.
Shortly before you arrived, I received word from Limsa Laminsa that you were searching for General Raubahn. As the Admiral will have informed you, he was recently moved from his cell to the Marasaja pit. Reminds me of that one scene in the History of the World, I guess, where he tries to pronounce, I can't pronounce it either, Mahapajet, but he keeps pronouncing it wrong every single time. At the same juncture, Yu Hase and the 3rd Unit were observed leading the Rising Stones. This can be no simple coincidence. Their purpose, we believe, is to escort the Flame General to the scene of his execution. Suffice it to say, we have people shadowing the 3rd. If you would join the hunt, pray seek out Dower at the High Bridge, where I too am bound. Do you people just like executions at this bridge? Wait. Oh, God. My brain, for some reason, interpreted the dark part as the continent, and this is, like, the lack of. Don't know why. What is with you people and doing executions at this bridge? Yeah, eating is a very easy memory. Since, you know, it's something you have to do multiple times a day. So many calories. Normally for deja vu, it tends to be for something like a person you've never met or a place you've never visited. Yu Hase, the mere mention of the name calls to mind a moment I felt the kiss of cold steel against my neck. It's been a while since I last wore this garb. Since I came to Revenant's Toll, My days have been spent in the kitchens. Fear not, however. Though I have learned to wield a skillet, I have not forgotten the use of a dagger. I mean, technically, you're still using a dagger. I've been expecting you. Time is of the essence, so I shall be direct. Yuhasa and his men are bound for Haltali. We believe this is where they intend to carry out the execution. Hozan is presently keeping watch over the entrance. Let us make haste and join him. Well, we've been to Haltali before. I wonder if this unlocks like a even harder mode. Pretty sure we already have Haltali hard. I wonder if this is maybe like Haltali extreme. You thought Fortnite might have dark themes like that. Well, Fortnite's aimed more at teenage audiences. It's sort of like the youth's hangout of today, where something like Gaia Online and RuneScape was my generation's hangout spot video game. Raubahn's ties to the Haltali are well known. That Ilberd should choose this of all places to stage his execution is no coincidence. That fiend! Are there no depths to which he will not stoop? You've come at a good time, my friends. But moments ago, the traitor Ilberd arrived and entered Haltali. From this, we may be certain that General Raubahn is being held within. Keeping the flame alive. Hozan will brief you on the mission to rescue Raubahn. We get rings. Okay. Pretty rings. There's no time to lose. General Aldine may be executed at any moment. You must enter Haltali and free him of his captors. Please see to your preparations and tell me when you are ready to proceed. One of our own will accompany you inside. Oh, I thought it was going to be a dungeon. You guys are doing ninja stealth and I've got my big glowy ass weapon.
Pray, forgive me my lateness.
Wait.
Lady Ugiri!
Your horns have a tinge of pink on them.
Master Alphinaud, I am pleased to see that the light of resolve shines in your eyes once more.
Ah, yes. How pathetic I must have seemed to you when we last met. I am ashamed to record it. For a time I was well and truly lost. But with the aid of my comrades, I have since refound my purpose, and I shall take care not to misplace it again.
Since your escape from Ulda, my fellow shinobi and I have shadowed the Crystal Graves every step, in hopes of learning the Scion's whereabouts.
Is that something you can actually do in the character customization, or is that purely for her?
Regrettably, our investigation has yet to yield any useful information. Pray, forgive us.
You need not apologize, my lady. We are grateful for all that you have done on our behalf. Besides, Raubahn is no less a friend, and we cannot well abandon him to his fate.
Hozan, the three of us shall attend to the Flame General's rescue. Pray, draw away the guards by the entrance. Take Dowade and Higiri with you.
Dang, makes me think I should have changed to ninja.
With me!
Not a soul from the Colosseum to be seen. This bodes ill. Okay, we're technically in the dungeon. Take the lead. I shall follow close upon you. Okay, she has a last name like Mistwalker. I don't feel too out of place now. Okay, they are following me. here than I thought they'd be, though. Might be a new thing with On Trail because it wasn't there before? Maybe. It might also be unique to Yugiri. I'm not sure. Guess I don't have to worry about the mechanisms. Oh, you're a healer. I should have focused more on you.
Leave this to me.
Okay, so that's not quite where the... I'm assuming just straightforward. Yeah, you learn a few things about layout. Running a dungeon so many times. The general, but where are his captors? I mislike the look of this. Yeah, this is where the Cyclops was kept. You came. He is bound by some manner of magitech device, yet I dare not force it open. He may well be bloody trapped. I've heard of such devices. The Crystal Braves will possess the key. Let us split up and look for it. That will not be necessary. Pray do not take it personally, my friends. You are the victims of harsh economic conditions. Happily, you will not suffer for long. This position will convey you swiftly onto the bosom of Thal, where I hope to join you, after passing of many prosperous years. Why wait? Get on the action now, if you're so eager. Farewell, friends. Oh, and do try to relax. The struggle only makes it worse. Confound it, the mist stifles my healing. I see. It's a deadly neurotoxin. Can I poison the door? I can poison the door back. The way is clear, but the whole place is filled with neurotoxin. The mist remains. We must stop it at the source. Okay, she'll tend to the general. Nothing here. I seem to be high enough level, though, that whatever damage it deals to me, I just immediately heal. These, maybe? About time, Alphinaud. Okay, they're both down. Raubah's vitality is decreasing, though. Yeah, it's Raubah's health that I'm worried about. I'm running! Because I don't know if I need to take care of the slimes or not. How far away? No! It won't open. Then what is it? Does Alphinaud know? Okay, he's picking fights. So maybe I do need to take out the slimes. Yeet, this thing. That takes care of the mist. Is his health still going down? Now to find the key. Does Alphinaud know? No, he doesn't. Okay, it is clearing up. Good, 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 good. His health is going back up. And the door opened. It's payback time! Conjurer first. How do they survive the poison? Maybe use stronger poison. Key found. And obtain the key. It says, the key, take it to Raubahn. Okay, I did get it. It made it seem as if I didn't collect it. Normally I get that signature little item obtained sound. Little okay, gap in the fence. Whee! You know, Yugiri, it would have been faster if you came with me. If anything, Alphinaud should have stayed behind and healed Raubahn while Yugiri came with me. My thanks. Slowly, General. You're yet weak from your ordeal. Nevertheless, we must quit this place. I should have known. What are clever contrivances to the Warrior of Light? Well done, hero. Little bird. You mean to struggle on, then? Very well. If you would stand in my way, I will cut you down like all the rest. Come, scions, let's get this over with. Okay, any of these? Yep, a healer. You die first. Protect Raubahn, do I? Oh, how come you get to Dragoon jump?
You know.
he's going down relatively quickly. For you, let's get some poison.
I'll tear you limb from limb.
He didn't say the word? What word? How is this doing jack shit for Alamigo?
This changes nothing.
It is over, Ilberd. Lay down your arms and surrender yourself to justice.
Justice? Justice for what exactly? 'Twas not I who assassinated the Sultana, boy.
Ere we debate who is responsible for the assassination, I would ask whether an assassination took place at all.
Oh, clever little shite. If you think you fight for justice, lass, you'd best wake up.
The truth is, you fight for whoever bloody well tells you to. Can you not see you're being used? By the Scions, the City-States, even the Crystal Braves? They none of them care a whit what you want. Only what you can do for them.
Sounds like projection.
And how do I know this? Because I'm the same. A pawn to be used as my masters see fit. All I ever wanted was to liberate my homeland. And I ate dirt to make it happen. But what have I achieved after all these years in servitude? Nothing. Not a bloody thing.
And yet here you are dressed and fed. Yeah, he did become really northern.
If we ourselves are not free, free to think and to act, how are we ever to reclaim our homeland? Know this. There is nothing I would not give to take back Alamigo. Nothing!
Even though the person who's going to take it back is going to use it against you and everyone else. Basically stealing it from under your nose from you ever taking it back again. What was the point of that? You didn't even get that far.
No, Master Alphinaud. Now is not the time.
They have to cross the whole ass desert. I can catch him.
I'm but a cripple and a fool. But still you came for me. I'm in your debt.
We are all of us fools of fate, General. But even fools have a part to play.
We stand with you on your feet, Gladiator. This fight's not over.
Rest assured, I was not planning to die till I'd avenged the Sultana. Still, your words are welcome, lass. Know this, Ilberd. There is nothing I would not give to see you pay for what you've done. My wealth, my arm, my life. Nothing.
Sorry if you hear tapping in the background. I'm trying to get my PC fan to chill out. I'm trying to replace it, but it's been difficult finding compatible workarounds.
General, are you aware that Lord Olorito has yet to announce the Sultana's death to the public?
What? No. No, I was not aware of that, nor of anything else outside my cell.
Passing strange, though. I assumed the bastard would make it known at the first opportunity and set about tearing down the Sultanate.
As did we all. And it is indeed strange that he did not. Strange, or perhaps revealing. Now, I have no conclusive proof, nor do I wish to give you false hope, but I have reason to believe that Her Grace may yet live.
What? But how can that be?
Forgive me, friends, but it is not safe here. Let us continue this conversation without...
I mean, did they do it just to incapacitate her? Maybe it wasn't a deadly poison. I don't know. Put her in a position of change your mind or else? But yeah, sorry, one of my PC fans hooked up to my AIO cooler starts to rattle on occasion. I'm trying to replace it, but they don't make that model of fan anymore that's connected to it. So I'm trying to... And the new ones require like a new connector or something that I've been told, so it's been difficult. And I don't exactly want to spend close to $100 on fans when a new AIO cooler costs pretty much the same. And it'll only take specific kinds of fans because of the static required for the fan spinning up through the cooler, blah blah blah. I miss when computers were like super duper modifiable and compatible with everything else. It's a 4-pin, if it plugs in and it runs. Nowadays it's like, oh, you can't mess it up even a little bit or it'll fry your motherboard. So yeah, my PC has been giving me much struggle in the background, so sorry if you occasionally hear it rattle in the background. The General is safe. What news without? My lady, the guards have been subdued, as per your command. We have since kept watch over the entrance. There's been no further activity. Then Ilbert and his minions have fled via some other egress. Scour the perimeter for signs of their passing. At once, my lady. General Aldine, I presume, and the scions of the Seventh Dawn. Yeah, and who is you? Identify yourself. Pray do not be alarmed. My mistress is a friend, and I come bearing message of goodwill. For your own safety, she bade me direct you to the steps of Waking Sands. Know that Master Urianger awaits you there, along with others sympathetic to your cause. Yeah, Urianger kinda might be under the Asian influence, though. This is no ruse, I assure you. General Aldine, if you would come with me, I have prepared a carriage, that you may travel in comfort, safe from prying eyes. Yeah, the fan hasn't completely quit, but it does rattle on occasion now if it starts to spin really fast. Which means the bearing inside is probably going. I've spoken with Urianger via the Link Pearl. He confirms the main story. Yeah, I know we don't know that, but still, it's for my own interpretation. It's like, ooh, don't like that. Raubahns in safe hands. Let's make way to the Vesper Bay. Do I, by any chance, have any warps left? Yes, I do. Not very many. Because it's easy enough to pry off a 120mm fan and, like, chunk another one on. That's easy enough. You just need a screwdriver. But how well the air flows mixed with if it plugs into my IQ, it just... Ugh. Oh, you don't want a fan that spins too fast, otherwise it doesn't distribute the heat out of it. Oh, but also we don't make the ones that necessarily go with this. You have to go with the next model up, which also requires an entirely different adapter and may not work, and also may fry your motherboard and... Ah! PC fan driving me a little crazy.
My dearest friends,
Praise be unto the 12 for delivering you from the clutches of treachery.
Father!
Pippin, my son, and Master Papashan besides.
Forgive me, Father. I should have been at Her Grace's side.
Save your tears. The Sultana yet lives.
I don't know who anybody's voice is anymore. Okay, you I don't recognize.
It was I who arranged this gathering. And judging by your perplexed expressions, it would seem introductions are in order. I am Dulala, head of the Order of Noldthal, and member of the Syndicate.
What you said about the Sultana, is it true? Is she alive?
And how do you know?
Young lady, I understand you were with the Sultana when she drank from the poisoned goblet and collapsed. Would I be correct in assuming that you did not personally verify Her Grace's vital signs?
Trust me, I wanted to, but the game wouldn't let me.
Why ask when 'tis plain you know the answer?
Calm yourself, General, and let me finish. The truth is not as you imagine it. You are all victims of a most ingenious ruse. A ruse conceived to eliminate the threat posed by Teleji Adeleji. 'Tis my belief that Teleji plotted the Sultana's assassination alone, but that Lolorito caught wind of his plot and exploited it to his own ends. He sought to manipulate you into eliminating Teleji for him, and you duly obliged. At one fell swoop, he removed his two foremost rivals, all the while remaining above suspicion.
God strike me down for a fool. But the Sultana, how can it be that she lives?
She lives because Lolorito willed it. Her own lady-in-waiting is but one of his many little birds. By her sleight of hand, the poison was switched for a less deadly draught before it could reach her mistress's lips.
And where is she now?
Perchance, of a potency sufficient to induce a slumber like unto death.
Were I to guess, I would say Her Grace is being held somewhere, dreaming dreams of a brighter Uldar, even as we speak.
But why keep her alive?
Oh, Nanamo.
That just means they have other plans.
I'll never forgive Lolorito for his part in this.
Though Lolorito's hands are far from clean, they did pluck Her Grace from the jaws of death. That must count for something. And though one may call the man's methods into question, it cannot be denied that he knows the value of stability, to the very gill, like as not. He craves power, 'tis true, but he has no desire to depose the Sultana. I had never taken sides in your feud with the monetarists, but it was not for want of concern for our nation's welfare. Indeed, 'twas out of the desire to see order restored that I furnished your Far Eastern friends with information, and arranged this gathering.
So this is one of the most divisive parts of Heavensward, is the walking back of the ending of ARR. Yeah, it kind of feels like it. It kind of feels a little bit like maybe they didn't know what to do if they actually killed her. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I need to witness more plot to make a decision on that,
I
but...
hope you are ready to work, General, for there is much work to be done. Our first priority must be to bring matters back into balance. Lest you forget Her Grace's words, the true wealth of Uldar lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her people.
It just hasn't given me clear justification for why she's still alive yet. Like, oh, we switched the poison, I know that part, but I mean, politically.
As for the more worldly kind of wealth, I am content to let Lolorito help himself to whatever Teleji Adeleji left behind. You, meanwhile, must do that which you alone can do. Rescue Her Grace, and take your place at her side once more, for her sake and that of our nation.
I had not counted on Prioress Dulala herself appearing. In my defense, my suspicions regarding the Sultana proved more precedent. Much remains to be done, but in rescuing Raubahn, we have taken a vital first step towards resolving matters in Ul'dah. We couldn't have done it without you. Thank you. Okay. War or magic. Kind of forget which one is best for what I currently have equipped. Vitality and critical hit. That seems more like tanks. Nope, that is Black Mage, White Mage, actually. Dexterity, that's Ninja. Strength, critical hit. Direct rate, probably this. Slaying. Gale Break instead of Jailbreak, haha. And it's worse than my regular equipment anyway. I guess Ultimate Gear takes you a ways. Tataru? Yes, General Raubahn is now in safe hands. What? Another assault? Very well, we shall return at once. Pray notify the Count of our coming. It would see me face another crisis. The Dravinians are preparing to resume their siege on the Holy See. Though I'm loath to abandon the Sultana to her fate, we lack the necessary evidence to act upon Dulala's claims. That being the case, I propose we leave Marshal Turpin and the others to investigate, and return with all haste to Ishgard. Maybe talk to Yugiri about it? See if she can find the Sultana's whereabouts? What about some other people we maybe had link pearls to? Does, like, Minfilia's mom not have a link pearl? Let me see what some of these are. Let the clan hunt begin. I think that's probably hunt missions. Leaves. And machinist. So that's gonna be the new class. So I can technically do these. And potentially should. Main issue I have with this mainly is how it affects the pacing of both storylines. Yeah, it kind of does. To have it upended so swiftly. Well, what have we here? You look like you've seen a scrap or two. The name's Ayatane. I'm a proud member of Clan Centurio, the toughest band of warriors on this side of the steppe. I think Centurio is the clan name for hunts in 12 as well. You'll have heard of the hunt, right? The Grand Companies run it in the rest of the Eorzea, but back up here is the clan's concern. We follow the same system, but we're free to pick our own marks. Reckon you've got the speed, the strength, and the heart to take down some of the most ferocious fiends this side of the Seventh Hell? If you think you're up to the challenge, head downstairs and have a word with Ardelaine. He'll fill you in on the details. Didn't expect someone else to come down at the same time. Good day to you. How can I be of service? Oh, so you fancy trying your hand at the hunt, do you? Well, if Ayatane reckons you're up to it, it isn't for an old man like me to say elsewise. Me and him are members of Clan Centurio, a ragtag band of glory hunters, mercenaries, and has-beens brought together by Sir Ludaste, one of Ishgard's most noble of houses. Whenever a monster grows too big for its boots, we're the ones who risk our necks to take it down. It doesn't matter who you are or where you come from. As long as you can wield a weapon and you don't fear death, you'll always be welcome in the clan. Take me, for instance. I was born 1,000 miles from here, but now I'm the only one showing new recruits the ropes. So how about it? Will you be joining the hunt? If the fame and glory is not enough for you, perhaps the rich rewards on offer might change your mind. Then welcome to the clan. What was your name again? Bren, is it? Alright then, I'll put your name in the book. Now, I suppose you'll be wanting to take a look at some of our marks. Head up the stairs and out the door. The clan hunt board is on the wall outside, round the left. You'd better stick to the level 1 marks for the notice. For the nonce. No point running back if you can't walk. The clan hunt board is covered in bills showing the details of wanted monsters. Follow Ardelane's advice and pick a level 1 clan mark bill that suits your fancy. Clan hunts now accessible. As a member of Clan Centurio, you're permitted to take bills for level 1 clan marks to the clan hunt board. Defeat the monsters described on the bills and you will be rewarded with Centurio seals, which can be exchanged for exclusive items. To exchange Centurio seal... I'm struggling. Centurio seals, or to learn more about the hunt, speak with Ardelaine and the Forgotten Knight. Better bill hunting. Thinks you're ready to hit new heights in your hunting career. So you're Brent, are you? I can see why that old rogue Ayatane signed you up. You've got a fire of a born hunter burning in your eyes. I'll wager those level 1 marks don't offer much of a challenge to a burly person like you. You'll be willing to spice things up a little, am I right? What are we waiting for? Head down to Ardelaine and tell him you're ready for more. Maybe it's because I've technically done other hunts in Limsa. Oh, so Astukia reckons you're ready to move on to bigger and better things, does she? If that girl had her way, we'd be throwing babies in the river to sort out the swimmers from the sinkers. Still, she might be onto something this time. Alright, I'll give you a chance. But the level 2 marks ain't nothing to be sniffed at, understand? Let your guard down even for an instant and they'll hand you a posterior on your platter. Your posterior on a platter, excuse me. Take a look at the clan hunt board and you'll see what kind of beast I'm talking about. Right, clan hunt board covered in bills showing the details of wanted monsters. You think you have what it takes? Try testing your metal against a level 2 mark. You're now permitted to take bills to level 2. Clan marks from the clan hunt board. Okay, should we maybe try one? Posted daily. Frost Grenade. Kurtha's Western Highlands. A lot of experience. Into level 2. A Lone Yeti. Wait. Targets 3? Let's stick to level 1s. I don't recognize a lot of these. Okay, I've seen these out there. This is in the Sea of Clouds. Odella. Frost Grenade. Those are further out. I remember seeing some of those by the house. Maybe I'll just take what it first gives. Those were... I forget that there's no dang easier teleport points. Oh, there's new stuff in here too. Ah! Something spine, Dravidian, also this? Compass detects current approximately 77 yalms to the west. No, I don't know if I can get up there. Maybe I could from the building? I can't tell. Yeah, I can't fly yet. Can I get up? No, I can't. I gotta go a long way around. Sorry, new map. Menu under travel again. Still just says no information to display. And I can't click anything. The southeast. It's entirely back the way I came, isn't it? Yeah, because this is north. I missed it? Here. Wait. This thing. Now that I know what I'm looking for, it helps. You attune the Aether Current. In addition to the currents found in the field, there's others that can be accessed through main and side quests. Interesting. $939 yalms northwest. Okay, still can't fly. Kurth's Western Highlands. Yes, what about though? Oh, maybe there's like a whole bunch of them that we need to unlock like all of them or something. Not sure. Guessing it's probably all of them. The green ones are found through exploring, and the other top ones are probably quests. Yalms to the west. Implies up there. Ooh, there's a big dragon skeleton up there. Alright, nothing's attacking me, right? Whee! Last time I made that jump, I got in trouble. Keeping an eye out for potential green things. I have a destination in mind. I'm going where those bombs were. $400 yalms to the west. There needs to be more teleportation out here. It's so big. At this rate, it might just be faster to warp into the other zone and come back. To the east. That's not far. Quick detour. there's all my marks. Give me a minute. I'm on the chocobo. No, no, no. I'm guessing I need to kill several. I do. Call you to me. I don't know if I want to stand in that circle. Seems just a smidge dangerous. The other ones are locked through quests, most of them tied to MSQ. Okay. I'm guessing most of this kind of stuff would be as well, but I'm just out here for a different quest. Northeast. Just east. First you take me west, then you take me east. Now I know where you're going. That's west, you fucking idiot. East is this way. I see it. The most effective way to go about the Aetherite is to finish all MSQ tied with the zone and then collect the green ones along the way. Yeah, probably. I was just close enough to this one, since I was heading out to this area specifically for the bombs. Okay, attuned with the winds. What are some of you? Mystery illness, bridge over frozen water. Ooh, what's this? Oh, it's one of the green ones. Ingrid is muttering something about bridge repairs. Do you have a moment to talk? A short while ago, one of the workers from House Dzamel asked me to go and deal with some mule duns that have been causing trouble. The Black Iron Bridge barely survived the calamity. It's in desperate need of repairs, but the upland Mylodons roam far too close to it. The craftsman can't work safely. Suddenly, my English has decided it doesn't want to exist anymore. Someone needs to kill them. The Mylodons, that is, not the craftsmen. I'd asked the Dragoons to do it, but they're too busy. It'd be weeks before they found the time. I'd do it myself, but there's so many of the beasts that I fear I'd be swarmed and outnumbered. You're a capable person. Would you be so kind as to thin them out somewhat? If you were to say kill 3 of them, I think I'd be able to finish the rest myself. Any missing yellow ones are blue quests, which unlocks with MSQ progress. Okay. I don't know necessarily have to go all the way out each time either. I can stock up on them just to know that they're here and then work on them as free time dictates. You can't fly, Dodo. I need to get used to that. A mystery illness. Greetings, thanks again for your help earlier. As it happens, I was hoping to enlist your aid once more. Several of the garrison here have fallen ill suddenly, with no obvious cause. If it is but a simple cold, then so be it. But I have a feeling there's something more sinister going on. I wanted to mount an investigation, but I simply do not have the men. If you could gather information from the troops manning the fort, it would be of tremendous assistance. mysterious disease? Well, my comrade in arms was complaining of stomach pains after dinner last night, but I merely assumed that the meal disagreed with him. I mean, it could be a foodborne illness. You're looking into the soldiers that fell sick of late? As it happens, my brother has been stuck in bed since last night. It's a pity. It was the first time in months that we've been able to share a meal together. Yeah, everyone's bringing up a meal. We did have that huge listeria outbreak here. No lunch meat for a while. There you are. I want to know about the sickness that's been going around lately. My colleague's been bedridden since dinner last night, and he won't stop moaning about it. I admit the soup was pretty flavorless, but he could stand to be a little less dramatic about it. What news have you of this mysterious illness? Oh wait, is it because of the deer meat that I provided them with? I see. So each person that fell sick did so after eating dinner. Every meal served here at Falcon's Nest is prepared, or at least overseen, by Norithril, the head chef. I find it hard to believe that he would let something this severe go undetected, but we cannot ignore the facts. Prias Noiteril, what he has to say about this. Find out whatever you can. We must determine what is behind this. Improperly stored meat, maybe? Contamination before serving, not fully cooked. Do you want something? Just what are you trying to imply? I take my work very seriously, and I certainly wouldn't do anything to breach the trust of the troops I'm responsible for feeding. I'll admit some folk don't care for my traditional Kurthan cooking, but the ingredients are of the highest quality. I check them every morning. The only thing I can't vouch for is the wine. I don't drink. Never touch the stuff. Perhaps the wine is the problem. We'll need to check the bottles to be sure, but I've already returned them to the sutler. Quickly go and get them before he leaves. It should still be at the airship landing. Most of the time, because of the alcohol, it doesn't go bad in the manner most people think of, though. Typically, when wine goes bad, it just becomes vinegar. Great for your garden, though. Especially white wine. White wine goes fast. Goes bad really, really, really fast. Like 2 days after opening. Looking for wine bottles? The one from last night will be around here somewhere. Any other than that, they'll have already been collected. The last thing on the whole system is that the amount of green ones has been cut down from 8 to 4, so you have less work to do. Well, probably because, too, they have so many other patches people need to get to. It's one thing when you first load into a patch and you have nothing else to do. It's another when you're several patches behind and you're trying to catch up. It's easy for people that way to feel like they're getting stuck. Do you have the bottles? I heard they took out a lot of A Realm Reborn. Like the side quests and stuff. Marvelous. Let's see if anything smells out of the ordinary. Something is definitely amiss. Only a trained nose, like that of an expert chef, would be able to pick it out. But this wine has been tampered with. I suggest you take the bottle to Redwald. I'm all but certain that last night's wine was behind the 6 soldiers. Now see, tampered and going bad are 2 very different things. Ah, you returned. Was Norderel able to shed any light on the situation? Because had it just turned to vinegar, you add more dark leafy green vegetables and it tastes fine. What? He thinks the wine caused the sickness? 7 hells, it must have been poisoned. You have my thanks. Now that we know the cause of the illness, there's only one thing left to do. Find who did it. We may have confirmed that poison was causing the illness that struck the fort, but there's still one thing left to do. Find those responsible for this reprehensible crime and bring them to justice. Orland is in charge of logistics here. I suspect that if you show her this bottle, she should be able to tell you where it came from. Is something I can help you with? What? The wine in this bottle was the cause of the sickness plaguing the fortress? Our records show where it came from, who handled it, and wait. The crate of supplies you recovered from me previously, the one that had been stolen by heretics, it was full of wine. I'm almost certain that this bottle was in the crate. I'd wager that those heretics poisoned the wine, counting on us recovering it. As a matter of fact, I've been looking into the case lately. It seems that the culprits had accomplices. They've been seen several times at Camp Riversmeet lately. I wouldn't be surprised if they're looking for another opportunity to poison us. See if you can't press them for any information. Report to Redwald with anything you're able to find. At Riversmeet. Well, that's a ways away, so I don't know how I feel about riding all the way back. So that might go on the to-do list of later. And I can report back in once MSQ sends me that way. Hopefully make things just a little smoother. Wait, what was this one? There's a leave quest here, isn't there? Yeah, Leaves of Ishgard. I can grab that really quick. Beg your pardon, but you're Nightmare person? Just the person I was hoping to see. So happens I have a proposition for you. You see, in accordance with the Lord Commander's orders, we have established a new system similar to the one administered by the Adventurers Guild of Eorzea. We are to document the petitions of the people and distribute them to the motivated individuals like yourself. Were you to assist us with these leaves, we'd be most grateful, and we would compensate you accordingly. Temple leaves now available. You may now undertake temple leaves in addition to normal leave quests which require 1 leave allowance to accept. There's also large-scale leave quests which require 10. I forget that they're actually numbered. These quests will require more effort but yield richer rewards. In Ishgard, leave quests are not issued by the Adventurers Guild but by the Temple Knights. The system, however, remains much the same. The one difference being that the addition of normal leaves, which require 1 leave allowance to accept, there are now 2 large-scale leave quests which require 10. These quests will require more effort, but yield rich rewards. Treasure coffers discovered on the battlefield during Battlecraft leave quests will sometimes contain amber-encased vialskin. These rare items can be exchanged with amber traders for items unobtainable anywhere else. Right, more to do for later, I suppose. Some grinding is available to me, but I've kind of expected a dungeon by now. Excuse me, you're not from around here, are you? What gave it away? The horns? I know this is sudden, but I have a favor to ask. I'm looking for someone to deliver a gift to a friend in Falcon's Nest. What is it? Well, it's a surprise, so I can't really say. I just need you to deliver it, that's all. You can pick it up from the Knight of the Brush at the Forgotten Knight. You know him when you see him, and I'm sure he'll recognize you as well. Again, tad sus. Let's hear what the Count has to say. In a minute. I look worried? Nonsense. Why would I have anything to be worried about? Okay, I suppose there's no harm in telling you. Lord Emamelian requests I deliver a missive to Lady Lanyette at the Rose House. I remember him specifically mentioning that failure would not be tolerated. It's not a simple task, yet the thought of doing something so awry has my stomach in knots. You didn't eat the soup, did you? I'm loath to trust my duties upon another, but would you be willing to deliver this missive? I cannot afford to take chances. Surely someone of your talents can see the deed done without fail. Please, you're my only hope. Alright, and where are these located? Oh, that's like way out there. And where's this one? This one is further down. Potentially at the broom. Wait. Yeah, we can go to the broom. Also, I need to look at the hunt board. It's above me, isn't it? Is there an above? Staying place, I swear. check the hunt board. Except, 1,000 gil, 3 Centurio sills, and 14,000 experience. Oh, did I already get the rewards? How do I claim them? Or do I have to do all of them? Sauce points, ventures, company seals, gills. Right down here. Centurio skills. Seals. 3 out of 4,000. Okay, I automatically claimed them. I put them in a different spot. I'm used to everything going in my inventory. Ah, there you are. I thought it might be you. So it's true. You're not from Ishgard? Perfect. No one will suspect a thing. Here's the package, my dear person. Well, hey, don't wave it about like that. Someone might see. Now hurry on to Falcon's Nest. You'll want to deliver it to Emerissal. I remember, this meeting never happened. If anyone asks, you don't know me. Contraband, is it? That's also at... No, that's a different one. This is at the Spire. I can go here. He's been getting into wrestling. The way the match is designed in pro wrestling, it's like an anime fight. I haven't watched much wrestling, though. I do follow a few other people who like anime who watch it, namely Super Eyepatch Wolf. He talks about it quite a bit on his streams and videos. What's with that look? We don't tolerate funny business here at the Falcon's Nest. If you have no business here, I suggest you move along. Faded iconograph. An oil painting of the Fury helmed astride a dragon? Oh, my package. Happy day. I was worried my friend would not be able to get it. Now let's take a look here. A masterpiece beyond compare. The very glory of it inspires an indescribable fulfillment. A crescendo of righteous emotions. I feel my faith in the church renewed, my spirit cleansed by its presence. Thank you for this, adventurer. Remember, no one must know of this. Because it's of someone riding a dragon. Okay, bad wine. That's all the way out there. Let us return to the Foundation then, since I've been going for 2 hours. My PC is getting cranky. You can tell by the fans it's kind of starting to get hot too. Oh, I wish there were a better way to cool or keep this thing under control, but I don't know. It's just fuzzy lately. It's not even that old. It's like a 1.5 years old. So these systems typically last between 5 and 7 years. The cooling system I have in it. So I don't know what's got it so upset. Seal exchange, inkeep. Let's retire. It's mainly the flow of the match that's actually what's similar in the whole concept of a finisher. Oh, you mean wrestling? Yeah, they like to stage it in a way that's entertaining, as if it has a plot and characters. But for now, this is where I'm going to call it, since my PC lights are telling me that things are getting a tad on the toasty side, so... I don't know why some days it just performs better than others. I need to look into it. And I know IQ these past few days, especially, even Corsair, the makers of the AIO system, and IQ are like, we have no idea what's going on, and we're actually reaching out to people to have them tell us our woes because our software is malfunctioning so badly. So that might be part of it too, which is another reason I'm afraid to, you know, spend close to $100 upgrading fans when it could just be IQ. Who knows? I don't even... It's a mess. So, still, all I can do is try to keep my PC from being big angy. And I will leave it off for a year, since it's also getting close to time when I need to sign off. So, thank you so much to everyone who has joined. We have made decent progress in the MSQ, although I haven't quite unlocked grinding yet, but we'll see. I might try to stream other days of the week too. The more time I get. It depends. Work's been really busy and PC has been big angy. So I guess it all depends. So, like and subscribe if you want to see more Final Fantasy XIV. And I hope to see you all in future streams. Bye-bye.